Welcome, Churrasco Voltorvites, Churrasco Voltorb Nation. That was terrible, I'm sorry. Apologies. I have something special for you guys for Halloween 2021. My first game review, based on one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. Real Monsters. This came recommended by my brother. I couldn't decide what to play for Halloween and show you guys and review. Basically, this is a review with a little bit of gameplay. And he recommended this, and I decided why not? I kind of know a bit about the show. Might as well just kind of, look, the demo started. I forgot that old games did this. It automatically started playing. I wasn't ready to, give you commentary. And then the game didn't give a damn about me and just decided to, now I have to rewind my thoughts and do this again. Let's go back. All right. Like I was saying, let's get started with presentation and graphics. We'll move on to sound and so on and gameplay, and then I'll give my thoughts if it's worth the bang for your buck. And hopefully you might discover something you like here. Before I start, let me give you a little bit of background on Real Monsters itself. This game was released, oh wow, it even it goes into demo mode even when I'm moving the cursor. So this is the most inconsiderate game of Halloween 2021. No respect for me or what I want to do with this video. Alright, this time we're going to get started for real. Game was released in August of 1995 and based on the popular Real Monsters cartoon from Nickelodeon from the mid-90s. Their main lineup of Doug, Rugrats, Rocko's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy, and other classics. Anyways, so you're a group of monsters, and you have to find this item in the level. In this case, it's a sneaker in the first levels. You have to find a sneaker and then escape the level. That's basically it. You have 3 characters that you can switch to on the fly. Let's get started. Here we go. Level 1, in the dumps. First up is my man Aaahh, this little red bunny guy. Then, Oblina, this little scary candy cane looking thing. And Crumb, who looks like something out of someone's nightmare. It's a giant naked looking man holding his eyeballs in his hands. One can only assume that when Crumb reaches his goal, he will chain you. He will take you down to his monster basement, chain you to his monster radiator, and eat parts of you. Yep, that's what I thought. Terrifying. But anyways, let's continue. I think that the graphics and the sound come together exceptionally well to really deliver the feel of the cartoon from back in the day. It's kind of got this grainy, dirty look to it, because they're monsters. That's the way it should be. The sound is adequately spooky enough, some little spooky tunes that later turn into some nice little chip tunes and little beats. Nothing that's going to stick in your head as far as the sound goes, as the music goes, but it's worthwhile. It's a nice little way they did it. I enjoy it. Back to the graphics. Yeah, the graininess is nice. The monsters look nicely textured and detailed. Some very nice animations going on. There's nice idle animations even for the monsters. There's good stuff going on here with the enemies and everything. You can see some nice scrolling back there. And some foreground mist effects in this particular stage that are quite nice. A lot of love went into this game, and you can really tell that they really liked the source material. The creators are really into this one. I appreciate it. Being a 90s kid myself and growing up with this stuff, I really, really appreciate that. So yeah, solid graphics. I did, earlier, before starting this review, I played through a little bit to accustom myself to the controls again, so I wouldn't be a total buffoon when I'm doing this for you guys. And, besides thoroughly enjoying it and being surprised at how much more of it I played, I did notice there was a slight bit of lag. Some little slowdown, not lag is the wrong term. A little bit of a frame rate dropping when the sprites got to be a little excessive. Like let's say all 3 monsters and maybe 2 larger enemies at once. It'll suffer a little bit. Other than that, I can't really complain about these graphics, these animations, the sound design. They have nice little even voice clips. If you heard when Aaahh got struck there, when he got violently gushed at by that sewer water, which apparently sewer water hurts monsters. Why not? He let out a little yelp, and each monster has a little voice clip. And the Gromble also has voice clips during the intervention or the intermission into the levels. Anyways, as far as what you see up there, all that stuff up there, top left being your health, it's pretty generous, I would say. There's a large health pool, which is necessary, especially later on in this game. You're kind of like a bulletproof tank almost. Until later you start getting bombarded from every direction by enemies. What else we got here? Well, besides the health, you got the little fish icon there, the fish bone. That's your special trash. When you run out of that, you can still throw trash like this, but it's weaker. It's your main mode of attack, so be wary of saving the good stuff for when you actually need it. The monster book, or monster handbook there, is used for scare attacks. There are screen clearing attacks. All three monsters have unique attacks to them, so it's pretty cool stuff. They are limited use. I would save them for bosses if I were you. Pro tip there. Pro tip, guys. That's an exclusive Churrasco Voltor pro tip. Other than that, then you have the icon all the way on the right, which is the missing item that you need to require for the level to complete it. And in this case, being the sneaker. Let's see what else. Now, all three monsters control differently, which is a nice little touch, actually. And, well, it's expected, I guess. Aaahh is your all-rounder who is really bad at throwing fish at birds. And he maneuvers pretty well. There, scare attack. Get rid of that mouse. That's definitely worth using, that stupid mouse. He jumps high, moves quick. Next, let's go over to Oblina here. Oblina is kind of in the middle. A little slow. Kind of cumbersome. She's taller, she's bigger. Her sprite is a little bit bigger. It's kind of a bigger hitbox. Crumb is last. Crumb sucks. Never use Crumb. Look, I can't even get up on this platform. He can't jump. He's slow. He's sluggish. He's also a big sprite. It's just, it's not good. Aaahh is the way to go. As a little added bonus, each monster also has a special ability, and which is kind of finicky to pull off, and we'll touch on finickiness and problems soon. Aaahh can use this special launch move to clear large gaps. Obviously it didn't work there because there's a ceiling there, and that didn't happen very well. And you see me use Oblina's move a couple of times already to reach higher areas, which is pretty handy. You'll be using this one a lot. Now, I'll touch on Crumbs in just a second. Because once again, see, Aaahh is the way to go. You can't even make these jumps unless you're Aaahh. Crumbs' ability is probably the worst in the game. I'm going to show it to you right now. Here we go. Cool animations, though. Alright, look at that. We scanned ahead and you can see what's going on. We're almost done with level 1. That's about it for that ability. I guess the premise is cool, but... oh, damn it. I forgot about the dog mini-boss. If you could just stop destroying me. Alright, anyways. So yeah, there's no reason to ever really use Crumb. It'd be a cold day in hell before I really ever have to or want to. But Aaahh is the way to go. Oblina's decent. Now, let's talk about the controls a bit. Pretty standard stuff as far as a platformer goes. We're playing this on the Super Nintendo, which is, I think, graphically and sound superior to the Genesis version, which is the only benefit, really, in the Genesis version, in my opinion, is that it is more drawn out. It has more of a draw distance between you and the screen, so you can see what's coming. There's a little bit more screen real estate, not so zoomed in, which is nice. Now, the controls: B jumps, Y throws trash, X makes your special partner up move, and A does your scare, your monster scare. Now, pretty standard stuff. And with those controls, though, come some problems. Or with the game itself and its performance. Let's talk about that. So basically, there is some very slight sluggishness, some kind of a delay when these monsters move and do commands. It doesn't happen as well as you'd want it to. It's not very responsive, I guess. And I'm playing on original hardware here with a legit television, a CRT, and there's some delay in the movement, some sluggishness. I don't really appreciate that. It's kind of a pain. Also, you'll notice that as you control one monster, your other guys seem to fall behind sometimes, which is okay. It doesn't matter. But it does matter when they're not there at times and they take a while to get back to you. You can't really pull off the special moves, the partner-up moves, because you're missing your monsters. You know, kind of a nitpick, but it's annoying. What else? Also, I almost forgot that this game is a little cheap. There's a lot of cheap hits, a lot of blind jumps that you have to make, like that one. You see, I totally missed that platform. There's no reason for me to miss it. I'm not a fool. But the blind jumps are a little cheap. They can lead to some cheap hits also. There's just, sometimes it's like unavoidable, like that mouse. Did you know that that mouse is going to be there? No? First time playing? You're going to get hit by that mouse. This goes along with the level design, being so maze-like and labyrinthian. There is really no way for you to know which way to go. Every now and then you'll find these arrows, which are, yeah, it's super cool, man. Thanks for being there, or else I would have been up Shit's Creek because I don't know where to go. But for the most part, those are not around. And the game gets rather difficult in later sections, and that's probably why you have such a large health pool. Later on, it's like almost like a bullet hell of stuff, and with the sluggish controls, it doesn't help you out very much. There's nice little touches, like these little fans that'll give you boosts out of places. I can appreciate stuff like that. That's really cool. But all the little quirks on the controller don't make for the smoothest experience. Now that I've touched on everything, you can kind of make up your own mind and see if you like the game or not. But you know, let me give you my thoughts and what I believe. This is my review after all, and I'll tell you how I really feel about this game. I'm definitely wearing some nostalgia rose-colored glasses right now when I'm playing this, because even when I was playing briefly to get reaccustomed to the controls, I really enjoyed my time, and it really brought me back to the mid-90s, and really just being a kid and having fun and not worrying about many things, and I just played this. I was like, damn, man, I'm having a blast. But and the music too, it's just so faithful to the show. Guys can really appreciate that. If you've seen this cartoon growing up and if it means something to you, you'll get something out of this game. Which is nice because it's an easy collectible. It's not very expensive. It's easy to find. Visuals are great. Sound is phenomenal. Source material, true to it. Characters from the show are everywhere. The Gromble, some of those the monster like safety patrol guards, whatever the heck they are, I forgot what they are. Lots of bosses. The boss characters themselves are cool, and it follows along with the whole, hey, you know, you guys are monsters and you're supposed to scare people because you're supposed to scare the bosses, and that's how you win. That's how you defeat the human enemies that you run into later, which is pretty neat. I can really appreciate how hard they worked on this. Yeah, so do I recommend this myself? Obviously, you can tell I would. I think this game is great. Not great. It's a solid play. If you like platformers, if you're a 90s kid especially, and you want something to play that's an easy enough of a play, but with a little bit of challenge, and it'll take you back to a little bit of your childhood, I can't recommend this one enough. So, with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little review of Aaahh! Monsters. Until the next time, coming from the Monster Basement and the Monster Radiator, this is Churrasco Voltorb, signing off till the next one.